Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. And thank you for joining us today for today's webinar on the AIB-CIBER Doctoral Academy. My name is Katerina. I am a recent graduate, part of the first cohort, and a recent graduate of the AIB-CIBER Doctoral Academy, coming from Cardiff University in the UK. And today, in the next hour, we will have a chance to share insight what is it like to be a member of the AIB-CIBER Doctoral Academy, all the benefits that the Academy offers for PhD students, and why it adds value to PhD students worldwide. Before I introduce my colleagues, just a few quick housekeeping notes. So this webinar, as all the AIB webinars, is recorded. So the session will be available on the AIB library for members, so you can access it in a couple of days. And we have a dedicated Q&A session at the end of after my colleagues share their presentations. But please feel free to pop up any question in the Q&A chat box, as it's already open. Now I will introduce my colleagues who join me today. We have Alexander Tonn, who is a final year PhD candidate in political economy at the University of St. Gallen in Switzerland. He is also part of the inaugural cohort and now graduate of the AIB-CIBER Doctoral Academy. Next, we have Marleth Marenco, who is a doctoral candidate in management at the University of Alabama and also part of the inaugural cohort of the AIB-CIBER Doctoral Academy. Mimisha Gadhia is coming from the University of Leeds, the Leeds Business School, from the International Business Department. And she's also part of our cohort, the inaugural cohort at the Academy. And last but not least, we have Pavan Kulkarni, who is a fourth-year PhD student in international business and strategy at the Indian Institute of Technology in Bombay, India. And he's part of the second cohort of the AIB-CIBER Doctoral Academy. Before I hand the floor to my wonderful colleagues to share their reflections, their experiences, I will just quickly share a couple of information about the AIB-CIBER Doctoral Academy, as I can see that many of you are new here and probably interested to find out more about the Academy. What is it? What does it offer? And how you can join. So just bear with me while I share my screen. So the AIB-CIBER Doctoral Academy is a doctoral academy for PhD students. It's a global academy that is funded by the AIB and the CIBER Center of International Business Education and Research. And it's a 2-year program. It was funded, the first cohort started in 2023. So we are now graduating later this month. It's an online program, so it's globally accessible for PhD students around the world. And it's a certification program. So at the end of the program, you are getting a certification for attendance and completion. So why choose certification in IB? First of all, IB programs, international doctoral programs in IB are very scarce worldwide. So many students do not have the opportunity to get trained in international business, to learn the basics of international business, the theory, the methods specific for international business. So this academy offers a tailor-based international business education complementary to the doctoral training that each of us is receiving in our universities. It's a global academy. It's a platform where everybody can apply to join from all over the world. So there is no constraint of space, and there is some constraint of time because of the time zones, but regarding where are you in the world, it doesn't matter, because if most of the activities are happening online, and it attempts to bring international business community and international business as a discipline closer to emerging countries and to students who doesn't really have the resources and opportunities perhaps to attend other programs that require for them to relocate if the program is not offered globally. So although it's in international business, the academy is open for students from any functional area of business. So as I mentioned, we have here today Mimi, who is from international business, Alex from political economy, Pavan from strategy, I come from marketing, and Marleth comes from management. So it's quite diverse. As I mentioned, it's a program that is a collaboration between the Academy of International Business and few centers of international business education and research, so-called CIBERs, as well as the University of Leeds as founding partners. And the program is a 2-year program, 8 courses throughout the program who are taught by top voices in IB, including Professor Tamer Kavuskil, Peter Buckley, Short Goodlis, Ram Mudambi, and many other top international business scholars. So it stretches across 2 years. There are 8 modules. So the first 3 modules are kind of compulsory for every cohort. So we have the history and evolution of international business as discipline, international business theory, and research methods in international business. The other 3 modules, module 4, 5, and 6, are tailored according to the cohort and the wishes of the cohort. So it's a democratic process of choosing what the cohort will be attending. Of course, we have the 7 module teaching in international business, as teaching, excellence in teaching is becoming more and more needed in the job applications, and we all of us need to be great researchers, but also great teachers in international business. And module 8, which stretches across the 2 years, where we are offered different seminars, trainings, workshops in enhancing our job market presence, our employability, reviewing skills, etc. So I won't go into too much details on why to enroll, because that's why we are here today, to hear from my colleagues about their reflections and why they chose to be part of the academy, and to what extent their expectations were met, or perhaps even further away. So this is a program, it's a certificate-based program. It's not free of charge, so it costs $3,000 for all the activities included. But you should not be discouraged to apply, because there are many funding opportunities available for successful candidates. One of them is the Jean Baudouin Endowment. Professor Jean Baudouin, the family of Professor Jean Baudouin, graciously donated a big sum of money to the AIB-CIBER Doctoral Academy to support talented students who cannot afford to pay for the program. So with that, I will stop sharing. This is just brief information. Shortly, I will post the link to the website where you can find more information about the academy. Also, a dedicated mail when you can contact the AIB-CIBER Doctoral Academy if you have more specific questions. And of course, we are here today to answer any questions, any doubts that you have. So without further ado, I will now invite our panelists to share their reflections. First, we will go to Alex. Alex is joining us today from Germany, if I'm not wrong, and he will share his reflections and his experience the past 2 years in the academy. Alex, the floor is yours.
Cool. Thank you very much, Katerina, for first of all inviting us to join you on the panel, and to all the people who actually join us today listening to us. So as Katerina already mentioned, my name is Alex. I'm a PhD student from St. Gallen, and what I experienced over the last 2 years actually is that it's, from my personal point of view, very important to understand the people, the community that actually make up the field, right? The field of international business. Next one, yeah. And Katerina was also talking about expectations, right? And there's one thing that I never expected. Last year at the AIB annual meeting in Seoul, we were invited to the Fellows Dinner, which is usually a very closed group, right? The Fellows, they have their own dinner just for them. And a small subset of the students of us were actually invited to join them. And this picture actually, we took there, and it was just very inspiring to see the people first interact on a very personal basis, right? Chatting, having fun, actually. Of course, they talk about research, but it's not always about research, right? It's really about the people. I had great conversations, for example, with Sumit Kunde, who was sitting to my left, other people like Professor Attila, Paul, Robert, right? It was very inspiring. And don't forget the food, right? I mean, the food there was amazing. Of course, it's an in-person event, right? So not everything that the Academy offers is in person, right? It's kind of an extra benefit, but the food was amazing. Also in relation to the personal reflections, my journey so far was amazing, right? Coming from outside of IB, from political economy, I met so many fascinating people, from Mike Peng, who works on institutions in the top left corner. Then we had Shirt, who's the deputy editor of the Journal of International Business Studies, all the way down to the bottom right, where we ran into Louis Dao from Northeastern University, and we just had dinner together, right? It was amazing, right? A side effect of all of this, from my point of view, is that you actually have access to these people, right? To the core community, right? To the fellows, let's call them hardcore. And it was amazing to experience that they reply, right? For example, you see here on the top left, two excerpts from emails I sent, or where I actually got responses, right? From Shirt or from Andrew Delios from Singapore. I mean, I sent them an email, and within an hour or two, I get a response, right? Faster than my people in Switzerland and St. Gallen, right? And that's actually something that I experienced from my personal point of view as quite amazing. And so to say, the value of the academy is actually to immerse yourself in the field and to understand them, how the people actually tick, right? And so in management, it's quite acknowledged. You have the difference between codified and tested knowledge, right? And everyone can look at the webinar, read these journal articles and get the codified knowledge, but sometimes you don't understand the subtle meaning of something, right? And having the chance to talk to the people who wrote these articles and just get I'm not sure about this, or yeah, well, sounds cool, or just some reaction like this can help so much, right? And therefore, I think it's important to understand that it's a community of researchers. They have their own perspectives, their own rules of doing business, right? The way how they conduct business, things that they have an explicit weighting on, that they want to see or not to see. And therefore it's important to understand your community and be like an anthropologist, like doing an ethnographic study, right? Immerse in the field and try to understand what's happening, how their culture works, and interact with them. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. So basically what Alex was saying, as I mentioned before, this is complementary program to what we are learning in our home institutions. So usually in our home institutions, we learn about codified knowledge, how you immerse in your own discipline. This gives you an opportunity to acquire, besides the knowledge in international business throughout the modules that you follow, some tacit knowledge, some skills, including not just from formal classes, but also meeting top voices, as I mentioned, in IB, immersing in conversations during these informal dinners, chats, events. So that's a great insight, and thank you, Alex, for sharing. Now we will go to Marleth, who is joining us today from Colombia, and Marleth will share her reflections and her experience with the Academy. Marleth, go on.
Hello, Kat. How are you? I'm glad to be here today and share a little bit about me. As Kat said some minutes ago, I am Marleth Morales from the University of Alabama. I started to study my PhD in management. That is so important because there was no AIB class at the University of Alabama. This is a program that is full management, complete management program. And then for me, it was not possible to study like an IB class, to have the opportunity to be in an IB course in my program. Then I started this program since I was the first year's PhD student. And I'm going to focus my presentation today in a part that is related with publication and my research journey, like how AIB-CIBER Academy has impacted my current research journey. Let me share my screen now. Then I would say that being part of this program has been meaningful to me because I have the opportunity to listen to diverse voices. Like first in our classes, in our modules that Katerina already presented, we had the opportunity to identify the big challenges that we have as researchers in the IB. I can mention some examples that were rewarding for me, like the discussion in international entrepreneurship about opportunity recognition, or the concept of institutional distance in IB and the role that it is playing right now. Or for example, how we are moving the new connectivity ways in the world. All those challenges or all those new emerging topics we learn in our classes shape a little bit my focus of research right now. I would say also that the conference like IB Sol, the master class we had, and some webinars we had also helped me to get a better sense of what I would like to do in my dissertation. What are the challenges that IB research has that could be impactful in my research that is based on Latin American firms. Then we also had in the academy a mentoring space in which we received some information about how others did the same journey that we are right now, how they get, for example, a meaningful dissertation or thesis in this area. And our mentors have inspired us in order to, in my case, in order to plan my own dissertation. And then I would like to say that all the inputs that I received during my journey in AIB-CIBER Academy has helped me to mold, to shape the way that I define my research goal. I can say right now that I have a research and a teaching portfolio, both that I've learned how to build here during the academy. And also I had the opportunity to present my research in different conferences, in high impact conference, like AOM, AIB, Strategic Management Society, and, among other conferences. And recently I got the nomination to best paper in the SMS conference that will be held in San Francisco this October. And where these ideas come from, I can to say that the paper that is nominated comes from my class with Dr. Shore about the concept of distance in international business. That means that the inputs that we get here, the opportunity to be with the last research in IB is so meaningful and can shape the way that you can manage your research portfolio and also the way that you will teach in your future. Finally, I would say that I'm really glad of this journey. And I hope like my journey can inspire you to follow some similar things. There is no requisite for entering. I did when I was first year PhD student, and I think this is an opportunity to shape your research goals and to go ahead in what are the IB challenges right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Marleth, and congratulations for the award nomination. We're rooting for you. So what Marleth was saying, actually, she's coming from management, as we heard. This is something international business, immersing in international business just added to what she's already, learning in her home institution in the University of Alabama in management. And as you heard from her, she got some great ideas from the classes, also talking with our professors, who once again are the top level voices in international business. And this just points out that with being member of the academy, you don't just get the knowledge, you get access to the people, you get access to broadening your network. And exactly about network, I believe we'll share more Mimi. Mimi is coming from Leeds, one of the funding partners, as I mentioned in the beginning. So Mimi, tell us about your reflections and how the academy helped you enhance your network.
Hello everyone, I'm Mimisha Gadhia from the University of Leeds, and today I'm going to share my reflection about AIB-CIBER Doctoral Academy being part of the first cohort. So I am part of the member partner institutions University of Leeds, which is based in the UK and is known for its research in the international business field. However, that doesn't mean that those candidates that apply from the partner institutions get priority in the academy. The academy is based on your own merit, and the application form is based on various different aspects that they judge on, and it's open to all. It's very inclusive, regardless of where you're based around the world. So there's always opportunities to engage and learn more. And within the University of Leeds, the doctoral programme, we don't have specific international business modules. And therefore, even though I'm part of the international business department, there's always room to learn and engage within the field. So the Cyber Doctoral Academy allowed me to do so. And networking is a key part of the academy. I can't even stress why it's so important for PhD students. It's not just about connecting with people. You learn so much from connecting with people, different perspectives, people in different stages of their professional career. We've had courses taught by some of the top pillars of the international business field, Professor Peter Berkeley, Professor Tamir Coverskill, many big names, but also we've had the opportunity to be mentored by people who are in the early stages of their career. They often are the recipients of Best Dissertation Award from the AIB, as well as the opportunity to engage with PhD candidates in the academy from multiple disciplinaries, strategy, psychology, management, marketing. And these bring perspectives. So when we're engaging in group assignments within some of these modules, the perspectives and the conversations that we've had have been very enlightening, inspirational, and not just for PhD students, but even the academics that have been involved in the academy. It's been an opportunity to learn for them and get inspiration for them to go on and publish materials. So the networking side should never be understated. I recognize that the PhD process can be a lonely process, and for those candidates and PhD students who want to connect, be part of a community, there's no better platform, and who want to engage in international business research. This is really a wonderful opportunity for you to engage in international business research and meet people from around the world. And so with that, if you're curious about international business research, you want to engage and meet people from around the world, I really do encourage you to apply. So these are some pictures from with colleagues from the academy. You know, I had the pleasure to attend AIB Seoul in South Korea last year, and one of the best things for me was that I could recognize familiar faces before I even entered the conference. There, as soon as I entered, I recognized people from the academy, top professors, as well as my colleagues from the academy, and we had such a wonderful time. And this is such a amazing experience that who knows what will come out of it, collaborations in the future, ideas, and just friendships that, you know, that you can just call these people, and if you're stuck about something with research, you can have a conversation around them, and they're always encouraging you to reach your potential. So regardless of where you are in your doctoral education program, you know, there's so much to learn, even if you're at institutions with some of the leading international business research, there's always opportunity to learn. So I really do encourage you to apply. So yeah, thank you everyone. Look forward to receiving your applications, and good luck.
Thank you, Mimi. Wonderful reflections. And what Mimi forgot, I think, to mention is that it's not just immersing with, you know, the wider AIB Academy. The friendships that you form are here, but also collaborations and co-authorships. That's very important, you know, interdisciplinary co-authorships. So few of us that are here now, we are already collaborating on a couple of papers. Fingers crossed that they get published. But everything started from the academy, from this platform, and it brought us together. We saw that we are like-minded people, that we want to contribute to international business. We want to, you know, advance our skills. So we just got together and started working. So that's a opportunity and skill that is very challenging to develop if you're just, you know, sitting, if you're not able to immerse in the wider community by going to conferences, or you come from, you know, more resource limited universities and areas perhaps that are not that close to your research agenda. Before we go to Pavan, I just want to share, because the networking aspect is so big in the academy. So exclusively, I share here today this picture of the global network ecosystem that we have at the academy. So it's not just with the colleagues within your cohort. You're also collaborating with colleagues from the second cohort now, hopefully with some of you in the third cohort. You have international mentors, as Mimi mentioned, but also you have direct access to the Academy's governing board, which include the top scholars in IB, many guest lecturers, which are, most of them are AIB fellows, as Alex mentioned at the beginning, and the module leaders, again, that are the top professors in the field. So you're exposed to this huge ecosystem that will just grow more and more, and that you can utilize as a resource during your PhD studies, but really during your academy as well. Now we'll continue with Pavan's reflections. So Pavan is joining us from India today, and he's part from the second cohort. So they have just started this autumn, last autumn in 2024. So he's midway through his journey. So Pavan, how has it been so far? What can you share with us?
Hi everyone. I am Pavan Kulkarni. I am a fourth year doctorate student in international business at Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, Mumbai, India. And I'm currently a part of second cohort of AIB-CIBER Doctoral Academy. So I'd like to share few things, like why did I join AIB-CIBER Doctoral Academy? Yeah, I applied to Doctoral Academy when I was in fourth year. And through the journey in my research, I've realized that understanding theory and methodologies from multiple perspectives helps a lot in your research. So if you look at the participants in AIB Cyber Doctoral Academy, they come from emerging economies and from advanced economies. And the way of thinking of emerging market scholars and advanced market scholars is completely different. So imagine a place or a class wherein both these emerging economic scholars and advanced economic scholars come together, discuss theories, discuss methodologies related to international business, and come out with a very good kind of insight or new theories that can put forth. So this was the thought when I planned to join AIB Cyber Doctoral Academy. And exactly this is what is happening. I am in midway of my academic journey. So this is exactly how it goes. And of course, we have a background mix as well. We have engineers, we have economists, we have psychologists, we have management scholars, and of course, all of these classes are led by top scholars in international business who really shape the way you think, the way you execute things, and of course, about how to advance theory and international business scholarship. Again, this brings in lots of discussion related to perspectives, culture, experience, etc. Coming to the experience so far, in second cohort, we have completed 3 modules. The first module was related to international business and how it has evolved over the year. And it was led by Professor Yaprik, who is a very senior scholar in international business. And the second module was related to research methods, which was again led by Professor Andrew Dilios from National University of Singapore. And the third module was related to culture and again, improvement in methodologies. How can we improve methods related to culture, etc. So again, this was led by Professor Salt. But again, all the discussions were very intellectually stimulating, intellectually enriching, because the discussions came from all the angles, from the experienced angle, from the scholars who are leading the module, and also from different variety of emerging economies and advanced economies. And also the regarding the class, typically in a single business school, you don't get variety of students from different cultures, different backgrounds, different nationalities. But Cyber Doctoral Academy is such an very well managed or well articulate, well, it's so well managed that people from all over the place come and join the academy, and we have very fruitful discussion. So this has been my experience so far. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon in Louisville and also in the third cohort of Cyber Doctoral Academy. Thank you.
Thank you, Pavan, for the great insights, and I'm really glad to hear that you enjoyed your time so far. You're halfway there, and it feels like yesterday when we were talking in this informal session like this, when you were asking about what does it feel to be part of the academy, how to apply, any tips. So I'm really glad that we have you in the second cohort. And now, thank you all guys for sharing your reflections. I think I hope that it was very beneficial for our attendees today. But now let's go to to give the attendees some tips and tricks about the application process, because I'm sure that this is the main reason why so many of you joined us today. So thank you for the attendees for sending out the questions. We received very interesting questions, and we'll try to address as many of them as possible. So going back to the application process, let's say 2 years ago for Mimi and Marleth, what would be your one piece of advice that you can share with the potential applicants for the third cohort? What's crucial to pay attention to in their application? Who would like to go first? Mimi, maybe?
Yeah, I think you need to be authentic in your application form, and you really need to bring out your brand, your personality, what you can bring to the academy, because the academy, there's no doubt you'll get opportunities to network. You're going to be taught by some of the top scholars within our field, and there's so many advantages, but you can bring something, and don't forget that, and reflect on your own personal journeys, on the things that you can bring and the perspectives, and try and highlight that in your application form. Be authentic is probably my key tip, and don't forget you can bring things to the academy. Highlight these, don't forget. Marleth.
I would say that we also know that we have things that we need to improve. We have challenges, we have weakness. And then one relevant thing is to say or to share how the academy will impact you. Not only your strengths, what that reinforce. I'm talking specifically about your research interest or your current research going on. What are the things that you don't know but you believe that the
Marleth, we are losing you.
serves to you? What are the things and the way that the academy will impact? Are you listening to me now?
Now it's okay. Yeah, thank you.
Can you hear me? Okay, thank you, Kat. I was sharing that is relevant to say how the academy will impact your research. It could be in two ways. One is in strengthen your knowledge, and the second one is to add something value that could help you to improve your weakness, or also to cover things that you don't have right now. Then how meaningful the academy will be for you as academic, as a teacher, for your research career or for your teaching career is relevant to share, because it's the way that you say to the academy what is relevant to you to be part of the next cohort. Okay.
Perfect, brilliant. So being authentic and really sharing what why what is your motivation and what you expect to achieve from the academy, how do you see that it will impact your personal and professional growth is very important to state it in the application. You have many opportunities to do that, because if you have a look at the website, you will need to record a 5 minutes video. I think 3 to 5 minutes video it was, where you really should shine with your authenticity. You should shine with your enthusiasm and stress your strong motivation, because bear in mind, this is a very competitive global program, and as you mentioned, it doesn't matter where you come from. It's you who are, I don't want to say judge, but who are examined, let's say, if you are the right candidate for the academy. So make the most out of it to shine through the video, to shine through your cover letter, and of course choose wisely. And what your advisor will add in the letter that they are submitting on your behalf. So Pavan, you were part of the second cohort. So unlike us that relied mainly on formal presentations from the governing board, learning from the website, maybe students from the founding institutions like Mimi had some insights more. You had the opportunity to talk with many of us, to see, I believe, the Facebook post, the LinkedIn post, sorry, maybe meets some of us at the conferences. So to what extent that impacted your motivation to apply, and how it helped you in crafting a winning application, because you're part of the second cohort? What can you share with us?
Yeah. So the the reason how I came to know about Cyber Doctoral Academy was through the LinkedIn post that was posted on the Doctoral Academy official LinkedIn page. And I was intrigued by the picture that were with top scholars and interacting with top scholars. Their insights were shared in brief. So I was really like, okay, if I have to join this doctoral academy, I have to ask the experience of current participants. So then what I did was I searched everyone on LinkedIn. Their names were available on the Doctoral Academy LinkedIn page. I searched them and then reached out to everyone. I think I reached out to everyone on this current screen. I reached out to Alex, Kat, Mimi, everyone. So then everyone responded very well. And of course, I did have a Zoom call with many of them, asking their experience about Doctoral Academy, and how do I prepare my application? How do I prepare my statement of purpose? And everyone gave a very authentic insight that you have to be authentic, you have to be yourself, and you have to put forth what you want to bring to the table and also what you want to get from AIB-CIBER Doctoral Academy. And this really helped me to get into the second cohort of Cyber Doctoral Academy. Yeah.
Perfect. We're glad that we helped. Guys, just a reminder that if you have any other questions, please pop them up in the Q&A. We still have 15 minutes, so plenty of time to address. And now another question that we received with the registration was, what were the biggest challenges? Because, yeah, we all talk about the shiny things, the benefits that we get from the academy, but it's a long process. It's 2 years. It's addition on the top of what we are already doing with very scarce and limited resources that we have as PhD students. I'm talking about money, time mostly. So what are some of the challenges that you encountered, and how did you bridge them at the end? Alex, maybe you can share something.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I guess, as you already pointed out, right, time and money are two very big constraints, especially as doctoral students. In terms of money, right, the Doctoral Academy, there's a fee, right? You can also apply for the funding opportunity with the Jean Baudouin Fellowship, but it still costs money, right? So the question number one is how to cover that money. That's something you should try to address early on, right? Also in this respect, the decision to enter the academy and the decision for the endowment funding, right? Two separate decisions, right? So apply anyway, right? That's, if you need the money, try to get the money. So that's point number one. The other, obviously, time, right? We're especially the first cohort, but also the second cohort from all over the world, right? Just to manage the time zones is sometimes a problem. I mean, I'm lucky I'm in Europe, right? So for me, it's always around 3 p.m. more or less. But for the people in India, it's late at night. For the people in the US, right, it's early morning. So that's definitely a problem. And also the second time aspect is basically you're already in your PhD program, right? They want you to do stuff. and now you're coming around and say, hey, I want to get into the AIB-CIBER Doctoral Academy. That's on top, right? And I would strongly advise everyone, be strategic, right? In the sense, if you see opportunities to leverage the learnings you get from the doctoral academy for your PhD, do that, right? But in a strategic way, right? I'm not very good at doing that myself. So therefore, it always felt like additional work on top. But now I see it paying off, right? But yeah, try to combine those things because it is work on top, especially if you think about you have to attend the lectures, you have to go through the readings for preparation. We have group work very often during, right, the time or between lectures, right? When we have a day off where it's like, hey, you have to present this tomorrow, then you have to get along with the team. And here again, the time zone challenge, right? If you're in a group with people from all over the world, when are we going to prepare these things, right? But it's fun and it's culturally rewarding as well. Thank you.
Completely agree. Yeah, Marleth, I wanted to ask you because you, I always admire how you can make it all because you also have a family, you have children. So give us your tips. How are you managing to, be doing so brilliantly in the academy?
I think I usually get up very early and I try to organize all the things at home before AIB-CIBER Academy. But in addition, I think that, in my opinion, is great. It's like the modules are organized in 1 or 2 weeks per month. Then you can plan ahead with enough time all your activities. Then usually I decided when I plan to read the different papers, and if there is some essay or some activity to do before, some presentation, etc. I try to prepare those in advance as much we can. And then it helps me a lot to manage my family time with my family for the PhD program and for the AIB-CIBER Academy. I would say that professors, if you are studying like me, that I was having my coursework first and 2 years at coursework during the Cyber Academy. And then I talked with my professors when I had classes that were overlapping with that Cyber Academy class. I was committed to say, okay, what I need to study in this class. And I did that. I talked with professors. I explained that I was doing the Cyber Academy. And also they were supporting me with time, with additional time. If I needed additional time to do something, it was given to me. And it was great because management scholars, professors, they all understand that this is a great opportunity. And I usually have this support with my professors and my colleagues, and they all help me to manage the time limitations. Sometimes I have to present things in my current classes, and I had the opportunity to change with others my presentations, that if I couldn't this week, I will change with another person, etc. But I did everything that was possible to organize my time. One thing that I said, and for me is relevant, is to care of everything we have assigned in our classes, because every paper I read, every paper that I analyzed to build something gave me some kind of win or some kind of new knowledge. And sometimes we read papers that already read in our programs, but the way that we read this time with the guidance of professors in Cyber Academy was completely different. We discovered, for example, when we studied the evolution of IB as a field, most of us read those meaningful papers before, but the way that we understand how is the field organized was completely different. And then I would say that we need to be organized, to plan in advance everything, and to be open, because if there are things that we think already know, here we can discover that there are things that we can re-know or redefine or rediscover. And then it's a little bit challenging in time, but it's completely rewarding. And then in my case, I think is to balance both things and to ask for help is my main conclusion. To ask others to support you, to help you, and I'm sure if you are here in the Cyber Academy, you will do well.
Thanks, Marleth. Just I believe I didn't mention it at the beginning. So each module is stretched over 2 or 3 weeks. So there are 5 days, 5 to 6 days, 3 to 4 hours every day throughout 2 or 3 weeks. But everything is planned, announced way in advance. You have all the readings that you need to do way in advance. You have all the tasks that will be expected from you throughout the classes. So you kind of have a material that will help you prepare your time, plan your time and prepare for it. And there was a question in the Q&A, what was class size for the previous cohort? So the idea is to have the size of the class is to be not that big. So because it's quite interactive, all the sessions are quite interactive. It requires a lot of input from us as students. So in our cohort, in the inaugural cohort, we are 13 students, and I believe in the second cohort, 15 students. So I would say that for the next cohort, the aim will be around 15 students, but not more than that, just because the classes are very interactive, the approach is very individual, and everybody should be included, so to make the most out of it. And let me see, how does the sessions work? Are there any form or assignments? If yes, what kind of? Mimi, would you like to cover that?
Yeah, sure. There are the sessions are the assessments vary depending on the professor who's delivering it. We've had assessments where we've had to do group presentations, and you're told in advance, you've been assigned the groups. Sometimes you get to pick the groups as well. And you will do a presentation or a poster, for instance, as well. We've had assessments where they've been individual questions. Each of the modules will have an opportunity to reflect on the module and how it links to your own research. What are the key takeaways? This is something that is essential in all of the modules. But in terms of the assessment, there's no one answer that this is just going to be the assessment. It can be mini essay questions, group work, posters, participation in class. And sometimes in one of the modules, we had assessed reading, and then we had to talk about how we interpreted these readings, and we had questions that we had to answer as well. So I can't really just say that there is only one assessment, but what threads all of these modules together is there will be an opportunity to reflect on the module and how that has helped you in your research and what are the key takeaways that you've had in each of these modules.
Yes, but bear in mind that all the assignments, so-called assignments, are to serve you a purpose. So I will just share a recent module that we had in teaching. The assignment was to prepare a teaching portfolio, because I believe many of us are already teaching in our home universities. For some, it's compulsory. For some of us, we are doing it voluntarily. And I'm on the job market at the moment, applying for jobs. And this is something that when you apply for a job, you need to attach a teaching portfolio. So basically, this so-called assignment, I now have it prepared with feedback received from top teaching scholars in IB. So all the assignments are not just done for the sake of being done. They're all to serve purpose for us as researchers and as educators. Let me see another question. Thank you, Avni, for joining us. We have 5 more minutes. So before I share the call for application that is already open, I will ask my colleagues for if you can summarize your experience And in one sentence, what would that be? Pavan, go for it.
Yeah,
How was your experience
yeah.
so far?
I would just say apply and get into third cohort. It is really a great time to learn from scholars and also from your colleagues. Just apply without thinking.
Thank you. Alex?
Yeah, I would say transformative to some degree. And especially it feels like belonging to a community now. And that's great.
Mimi?
Yeah, for me, it's the community. I can't stress how important and valuable that is. There's no amount of words to even explain that. It's so nice to have colleagues that you can discuss your research with and be potential co-authors and work with. One of the things we didn't mention was we can't end this webinar without mentioning ChatGPT and AI. Please don't use that in your application. Please be authentic. The application process is very competitive. Bring out yourself, bring your personality out, and really show the panelists what you can bring. So please don't forget.
Wonderful, Mimi. And Marleth?
I would say this opportunity is rewarding for you as a person to meet people, do meaningful connections, and for you as a professional to impact your academic career, your teaching career. You will get a lot.
And I have nothing else to add. On the top of it, I share all your thoughts, all your feelings about the academy. It has been challenging, but it has been so much rewarding for me personally and professionally. So I would encourage you all here today to apply. And speaking of application, let me just quickly share. So as we mentioned a couple of times so far, and I shared in the chat, I will share again shortly. So the application goal is already open. So it opened a couple of days ago and it will stay open until July 15th. It's an online application form that you can find on the website. So you are expected to complete that form. It's a very generic form, but on the top of it, you have to upload your CV, up-to-date CV. You have to upload a letter of recommendation from your doctoral advisor or supervisor or doctoral program director. You have to upload a statement of purpose where we can't stress enough, you will show your authenticity and your motivation, why you want to be part of the academy. And as Mimi said, don't use ChatGPT, but even if you use it, you can't use it in your video. So in your video, try to shine, try to tell us why you want to be part of the third cohort. The video is short, 3 to 5 minutes. It should be in English, so it's a way to kind of test your English knowledge, and there is no other test or requirement regarding your English spoken or written knowledge. Follow the decisions are made by mid-September. So I believe that there will be a couple of other webinars like this with the governing board, maybe with some of the module leaders where they will share a few more insights. So follow our LinkedIn page, follow the AIB events page for any future events. And most of us, except Mimi, sadly, will be in Kentucky, Louisville at the AIB Conf. So if you see a familiar face, please feel free to come and say hi, bring any questions that you might have, and we will be more than happy to answer anything that you have for your application. With that, I would like to thank my colleagues for joining me today on the panel as panelists. Thank you for sharing your insights, your reflections. We will be graduating next week. So our graduation is on 18th of June. So we are all excited for that. And I wish Pavan, who is midway of his journey, all the best. Pavan, make the most out of it. And hopefully we will see many of you now in the audience in the third cohort. Thank you. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening from wherever you are joining us. And we'll see you in Louisville or at some future online event. Thank you. Bye.